Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. What we have right here are the brand new Samsung Galaxy Buds 2, a very exciting pair of earbuds that essentially acts as the sequel to the Galaxy Buds Plus. Now, Samsung's a company that releases a lot of products, a lot of SKUs of each product, and every now and then they release a product that kind of undercuts their own product. So these right here deliver a lot. A fantastic design, extremely comfortable, great battery life, they have active noise cancellation, good sound, like the list goes on, which makes you wonder, for just $150, why would anybody consider buying the Galaxy Buds Pro? So in this video, we have a lot to talk about. This is a very impressive pair of earbuds, but there are some drawbacks. There are some shortcomings that Samsung did to keep the price lower. So we're gonna talk about those throughout this video. I want to start off, before we get into the mic test and the sound test and everything else, I want to just start off with the physical design. Talk about what Samsung did and why I really like the physical design of the Galaxy Buds 2. So starting off, we have 4 different colors. You can see on the screen right here. I got the white ones. In retrospect, I kind of wish I got the black ones. They look a little less like cotton balls in my ear. On the outside, you can see the case is really similar to what we saw before with the Galaxy Buds Live and the Galaxy Buds Pro. It's a simple case, I love it. It's a clamshell design, has wireless charging, the LED on the front, USB Type-C on the back, and when you open it up, you see the buds are right there. Now, these are probably the smallest and most comfortable Samsung buds I've ever worn, possibly most comfortable out of any earbuds in general, but they're just extremely lightweight. When you're looking at the earbud, although it doesn't have a wingtip, which some might be disappointed by, I find that these are still very secure. So when I put them in my ear, you just give them a little kind of twist when they go in, because the physical shape of the plastic kind of acts as a wingtip in itself. These also are very light and they go deep in your ear canal. So the silicone tip, and there are 3 different sizes, but that acts to really hold it in place very well. Now, I know some people don't like earbuds that go kind of deep in your ear, but these, I know I keep saying they're light, but that really plays a big factor in all of this. By being lighter, they don't really feel tight in my ears, they don't feel heavy, I don't feel like there's a lot of pressure. It almost feels like I'm not wearing them, yet it still does a decent job of passive noise blocking, and it blocks out a lot around me. Looking closer at the earbud itself, you can see on the inside, we have the 2 little nodes for charging, we have a microphone, we obviously have the ear tip, which can be replaced, and then we have our proximity sensor to detect when it's in or out of your ears, so you have that autoplay and auto pause. On the outside of the bud, it is very much egg-shaped. We have a microphone on the top and the bottom, and in the middle, we have our touch sensor. So our touch controls, I found that these are very reliable and very accurate, and obviously because it's so small and round, you always tap in the right area. You don't have to worry about missing that. So touch controls, I think, were really nice on here. And that kind of leads into the controls with this. You have multiple different ways to control it, of course, so you have single, double, triple press, or press and hold, and I'll show you right here on the screen what each of those do. You can actually customize the press and hold to do 4 different things. You can have it like change the volume, open Spotify, all types of things like that. And something that's really exciting is Samsung finally brought back the double tap to do another function. It's in labs right now, is what we saw with the Galaxy Buds Plus, but we love to see that as an extra form of control. So if you just kind of flick or double tap the edge of the earbud, it uses the accelerometer and it uses that as an extra control. Now, these also have a pretty solid battery life. With active noise cancellation on, you have 5 hours in the earbuds and an extra 20 hours with the case. When you turn that off, you have over 7.5 hours with the earbuds, which is pretty decent, and you're looking at about 29 total hours with the case, so battery life is pretty solid. And those are all the really positive things about the design. I love the overall case, I like how small, how compact, how light and comfortable they are in my ears, and they are very secure for workouts. But there's a catch. The first catch here is with the physical design. These only have IPX2 water resistance. So what we're seeing on the Galaxy Buds Pro is IPX7, which means if you drop them in, say, a puddle, you should be fine. Now, these are still going to be sweat resistant, but if it's raining heavily, or if you drop them into a puddle or something like that, you might have to worry about them maybe taking on some water damage. The next thing we want to test with these are actually the microphones. So this is what it would sound like if I was on a phone call with you using the Samsung Galaxy Buds 2. Of course, we're inside in a studio environment, so there's not a lot of ambient sound. We're gonna go outside now and see how they handle wind and traffic and other things that are really common in a phone call, of course. But leave a comment below and let me know how this sounds. All right, now this is a microphone test with a busy road behind me. If you're outside on a sidewalk, there's some loud bugs around here, there's some traffic. This is kind of what it would sound like. So leave a comment and let me know how this sounds to you. All right, now I know what you're thinking. Originally in this video, I said that these were likely to eat into the sales of the Galaxy Buds Pro, being kind of a better alternative, more comfortable, better design overall, lightweight, like a lot of things going for these. But you might be thinking one of the big compromises might be the sound quality. And originally, this is what I thought as well. I thought for sure that Samsung really wanted to differentiate the two lineups and maybe would make these sound not quite as good. But honestly, after testing them, I was pleasantly surprised. They're using the exact same codecs, SBC and AAC. This has Bluetooth 5.2, and as far as the sound quality goes, these are overall really fun and vibrant. They do a really good job, and I was pleasantly surprised for this price. They really deliver a lot. Now in the app, you have several different EQ options. I just left it on normal. I found that sounded the best with these for most genres of music, and I actually have a playlist. I'll link it below so you guys can see what songs I actually tested with, but to explain what the audio sounds like in more detail, I found that the bass is really smooth and deep with tight, clear notes. I found that if you're listening to the song Yonkers, the bass notes are really going to be hit very well, although it's not going to be a massive head-shaking experience. It's not the most powerful pair of earbuds, but as far as the bass goes, it was really fun and vibrant. It's a little bit sibilant on the higher, obviously cymbals and things like that, and snare drums, so there's a little bit of an accent, somewhere around 300 hertz. I think the EQ could probably fix that if you mess around with it a little bit, but otherwise, pretty good spatial replication. Overall, really fun sounding, like I said. I'm going to emphasize that. These are definitely more consumer geared, so most genres of music are going to sound really decent. You're going to have decent enough instrument separation, decent enough clarity, like they're picking up the upper end a little bit for that. And overall, they're not the most analytical or accurate pair of earbuds, but we didn't expect them to be. So as far as sound quality goes, I think Samsung absolutely nailed it. That's exactly the sound profile you want for a pair of earbuds at this price for the average consumer with an Android phone. So is the sound quality on the Galaxy Buds 2 as good as the Galaxy Buds Pro? Well, I'm going to make a full comparison, and in that video, I'll really dive into what the differences are. So if you want to see that, consider going down and clicking that subscribe button and the bell icon so you don't miss that video. But overall, I'm definitely impressed with the sound quality. Now, the other thing to talk about would be the active noise cancellation. We know in the Galaxy Buds Pro, that's already not the best feature on there. It's decent and it gets the job done, but it's not quite at the level of Bose or Sony or even Sennheiser for that matter. Now, these kind of follow a similar narrative. They do a decent enough job if you're using the active noise cancellation. It'll block out a fan nearby and some basic stuff like that. If you're on a jet, however, I wouldn't expect to have total silence, as a lot of the sound definitely gets through. Overall, the quality of the active noise cancellation is pretty decent though. Although it's not the most powerful, you really don't have a whole lot of white noise, and it is a pretty nice, peaceful quiet that you are getting from these earbuds. And on the flip side of ANC, you have transparency mode. And there are 3 different levels on these earbuds, which means that you're going to hear the surrounding sounds. It's going to play that through the earbuds, and you can choose one of 3 levels. Now, this does sound a little bit robotic. It's not the best out there, but for the purposes of hearing your next train stop or hearing somebody when they talk to you, like maybe a flight attendant, they definitely do a decent job. Next, I want to talk a little bit more about the features and the app with these earbuds, which is something that Samsung has always done really well. And the first thing I really like is that when I take the earbuds out of the case, they connect almost instantly, and they don't play any kind of annoying voice or anything. They connect and you can just start playing music right away. So unlike the Sony earbuds, for example, which tells you the battery level on each of them and you gotta wait forever before you can answer a call, these are much, much quicker. When you're looking at the app, you can see that we have right there the active noise cancellation or the ambient mode, or off if you want that. And then they kind of simplified the app where you can go a little deeper, but it's a little cleaner on the home page here. So you can go into earbud settings, and this is where you can change the equalizer or Bixby wake up, the ear fit test. They do have an ear fit test on here now, which is nice to have. And if you go to labs, you can have things like gaming mode, which reduces the latency, or you can go to double tap the earbud edge, like I said, which allows you to essentially control that in another way. So right there, double tapping it will change the volume, which I think is a really nice feature. And other than that, there's not a whole lot in here. There's some accessibility things if you want left-right sound balance to be different, but otherwise, that's going to be those settings. You also have Find My Earbuds, which will chirp, as you guys can see right here, or you can actually open up SmartThings and really figure out where these earbuds were last. It'll show you the GPS location of them. That's not something I'm gonna do right now. And then lastly, you have tips and user manual. So overall, a lot of really positive things about the Galaxy Buds 2, but not everything is actually good about them. There are a couple drawbacks. The first one, as I mentioned, is that these are limited to IPX2 water resistance, which is kind of falling behind a lot of competition. So many other earbuds at least have IPX4, if not IPX7. So IPX2, I'm not really sure why they did that. On top of that, the active noise cancellation with these is passable, but definitely not great. Although it's significantly better than last year's Galaxy Buds Live, the Galaxy Beans as we called them, but still not quite at the level, like I said, of Sony or Bose or Sennheiser. And then the really last big drawback with these is that although they work really well with Android devices, especially Samsung devices, they don't work as well with Apple devices. You can connect to an iPhone and a Mac and whatever else you want, but they'll just function as basic Bluetooth earbuds. You're really gonna miss out on a lot of extra functionality because you don't have access to that app. In the past, you had the Galaxy Buds Live, the Galaxy Buds Plus. Those all functioned very well with iPhones. But now, Samsung's no longer continuing to bring out that app with any new products they have, so that's a drawback there if you have an iPhone. But overall, guys, what do I think of the Samsung Galaxy Buds 2 right here? Well, like I said in the beginning, I have a really strong feeling that these are gonna eat into the sales of the Galaxy Buds Pro, because honestly, if you're looking at a cheaper pair of earbuds that's lighter, more comfortable, smaller, the more secure in your ears, and the only compromises are really going to be that you don't have that water resistance rating, then honestly, I think these are a great pair. I think these are really going to be the new default for Android phone users. Anybody who has an Android is most likely going to like using these earbuds, but you can leave a comment below. Let me know what you think of these Samsung Galaxy Buds 2. Are these a pair you'd buy? And what questions do you have? Because like I said, I will be comparing these to the other Samsung Galaxy Buds out there. Leave a comment below, and as always, if you like this video, consider liking and subscribing. Why did I say it like that? If you enjoyed this video, consider liking and subscribing. As always, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.